if we can give a final round of applause to our last speaker before lunch, Paul Taylor from JustGiving.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. That is a really long walk, much further than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, as Rich said, so I'm here to talk to you about how we empower our fundraisers with a personalized and scalable CRM, and I'm going to be focusing on the Fundraising Heroes board, which we launched earlier on this year. So before that, I should probably do a bit of an introduction. So I'm the head of CRM at JustGiving. And if I were to describe my job in one sentence, what it all boils down to is I'm basically there to give people the tools and the confidence that they need to raise money for causes that are close to their hearts. And I'm passionate about doing that by giving them memorable experiences along the way. Now, for those of you that may not be familiar about JustGiving, we are actually one of the first online fundraising platforms. We launched 25 years ago, and since then, we've raised over £7 billion for good causes. And we do that by connecting people to causes close to their hearts and collecting donations globally. And our aim is fairly simple. We want to be the world's favorite fundraising platform. Now, I'm going to ask for a little bit of audience participation. Don't worry, it's not much. Can I just get a quick show of hands? How many of you in this room have thought about raising money for a charity? Okay, good. Quite a few people. Thank God, people raised their hands. Now, how many people have actually gone on to raise money? Another show of hands. Okay, that's more than I was expecting. But that's good. The reason I ask is because what we find is that people do tend to want to raise money for charities. Everyone has one or more cause that's close to their hearts. But the main barrier that they have is that confidence that when they set out to raise money and they share their fundraising page with their friends and family, that nobody's going to donate. So our job is to make sure that we're giving people that confidence. And we do that by constantly testing new product features and via our complex CRM program, which has over 80 automated triggered emails for our UK fundraisers alone. And that's not including all of the other dynamic variants we've got on top of that. So how do we support our fundraisers? Well, I'll take you to a specific example. Last year, a group of us were all brought together into a room to figure out how we could better support our London Marathon fundraisers in particular. So I'm sure we've all got key campaigns that we work on throughout the year. For some people it's Christmas, for others it's Black Friday. For us, that's the London Marathon. So effectively, Christmas comes in April for JustGiving. We've always got someone around the business that's working on how we can better empower these people. And the reason being, the fundraisers taking part in the marathon have some unique challenges. So, I mean, the last time I raised money, I think I raised about £250, and I was ecstatic with that. Because yay, someone had actually donated. But that's nothing compared to what this particular audience needs. On average, we see people running the London Marathon tend to raise over £2,500. And that target's either set by themselves or by the charity that they're running for. And because they've got such a huge target to hit, they tend to be raising money for a much longer period of time to our normal fundraising audience. Usually we tend to see people raise money over a period of 1 to 3 months, that they're in that peak money raising phase. But for London Marathon page owners, that tends to be anything from 8 to 12 months. So trying to keep someone engaged, inspired, and excited about raising money on top of training for a marathon for over a year is a pretty massive order. So a few of us got our heads together in a meeting, and we decided that we needed to find some new way to keep these people engaged and inspired. And that's where the idea of gamifying the fundraising experience came through. So as part of our standard life cycle, we've got some milestones that we celebrate. So when people are on their way to hitting their target, and it's always been one of the most popular series in our email cycle. So we thought, what if we expand on this and really turned it up a notch? So a few ideas were thrown around about how we could continue to enhance that gamifying aspect. And we decided, what about a leaderboard? It's something that we've tried before and we knew worked, and it's something that our charity partners enjoy as well. So trying to think about the logistics of how that would work, there wasn't space in the product roadmap. Our product team were already booked up for at least 6 months in other features that they were working on for the rest of our fundraising audience. We had about 4 months from that kickoff meeting until we were in that peak of activity for marathon fundraisers. So we had to be able to turn something around fairly quickly. And we're conscious that whatever we do, we don't want to build something that we just use once and then throw it away. It had to be something that was scalable and reusable, and ideally automated as well. So what do we build? Well, this is where the idea of fundraising heroes came to play. So we built it in our CRM tech stack as a proof of concept to test the whole theory of, does gamification work? And then that way, if it does, we can look to roll it out across the wider product in future. And we worked with our design team on the UX side and our amazing account management team at Movable to figure out ways that we could bring a really personalized experience to the comms series we would need to support it. Now, I've talked a lot about London Marathon fundraisers, and when we were putting the ideas together for this, I realized it wouldn't take much effort to open this out to the rest of our audience as well. So instead of building something that can work for 12 to 15,000 people, let's build something that can work for hundreds of thousands of fundraisers as well. And from there, our Fundraising Heroes Board Hub was born. So, and on time, I might add. So it's built basically using the biggest superpower that any CRM marketer can have, which is a strong understanding of the data that we had available to us and the capabilities of our tech stack. And essentially putting the two together and understanding the potential that they can unlock. So it's a hub where page owners can see how they're doing versus others, and hopefully inspire them to get that £5 donation to move 10 or 20 places up the board, and see how others that taking part in their event are doing as well, or against all other fundraisers and JustGiving if they want. It's somewhere that they can earn badges and see what badges they've still got to unlock, and where they can share customized, bespoke messages with their friends, families, colleagues, neighbors, whoever they can to basically get donations for their charity. But it's not just for the fundraisers, it's for their supporters too. So if you know someone who's fundraising using JustGiving, you can search for them on the Fundraising Heroes board and you can see how they're doing. And you can also donate directly to their page and even visit their page from here as well. Each position, badge earned, and recommendation is powered by SQL, by our CRM tech stack, and ultimately it gave us this automated hub that can help not only London Marathon page owners, but everyone else using JustGiving as well. So, to summarize, this hub is designed all around giving our fundraisers an amazing experience and inspiring them to take that next best action. It's fully personalized with bespoke recommendations, further enhanced by comms, and it's fully automated. So we don't just put events on there and leave them. Every day, old events get removed and new ones are added, all in the background. We're mindful about who we include as well. So people raise money for a wide variety of reasons, including, unfortunately, in memory of loved ones that may have passed. So we're careful about who we filter and select and who it's right to gamify their experience for and who maybe we shouldn't be doing that. And as I mentioned, comms play a heavy part in the Heroes Board's success. So in addition to the 80+ emails we've already got, we built 9 bespoke emails to further support our audience. So the main aim of the Heroes Board, if we get back to that, it is essentially to get more donations to charities. And the best way we can do that is by getting people to share their page. I mean, it's not rocket science. If you talk about your fundraising and share it, then more people know about it, the more likely they're actually going to donate to it. So we see people who share their page tend to raise between 5 and 8 times more. And as I mentioned, people lack confidence about getting donations. It's the single biggest barrier. So then, rather than just getting people to say, please give me a donation, please give me X amount for the charity, we encourage them to talk about moments. So they encourage them to say, I've earned a badge, or my event's happening in this amount of days. And each of the new emails is designed around one of those moments that the fundraisers should be talking about or celebrating. And we've used Movable Ink in each of them to make the series completely personalized, because I'm sure everyone in this room knows personalization isn't a luxury anymore. It's something that's a basic expectation of almost all of our customers. So let's have a look at some of the emails now. First up is our weekly summary. So we wanted to give people a regular drumbeat so that they can keep seeing how they're progressing as they go along. So it pulls in personalized stats, and each one of the stats in the heroes board in the hero image here is pulled in by Movable Ink, and it's updated every time someone opens the email. So if we send the email on a Sunday and you open it on Tuesday, they're all refreshed at that exact moment. We also include a block in the footer, which shows people which badges they have earned and which are still up for grabs. So if your badge is grayed out, it means that you've still got to get it, so you can find out what you need to do to earn that. And we've got that block across all of the new emails in this series. So it's a constant reminder of the great work you've already done and the next action that you should be doing to get that next badge. Now, our standard life cycle has a benchmark click-through rate of around 8.4%. And this email showed a 91% improvement on that click-through rate. Next up is our close to badge alert. So this was probably the single most difficult email we've ever built because of the amount of data crunching we had to do to make it work. So we know the milestones that people can achieve because we built them, and we know what they need to do to reach those. We also know how many donations someone's already received, and how much money they've already raised. And we take all of that information, crunch it together, and then, again, using Movable Ink, we show them in the hero image of the email how many donations we've calculated they need to receive their next badge, what the badge's name is, and also the image associated with it too. The reason being, we didn't want to tell someone you're £86 away from your £250 badge. It's a much nicer message to say you only need 4 donations. And again, it's completely bespoke to that individual page owner. Now, we estimated just to build this email using dynamic content with the same level of personalization without Movable Ink's help, it would have taken one of my team of 2, including me, over 90 hours or 2.5 weeks of working on nothing but this, which wasn't really feasible. And again, showing personalization is really key to improving engagement. We saw a 17% improvement in click-through rate. Now, if we're going to tell people what they need to do to earn their next badge, we should probably let them know once they've earned it. So that's where this next email comes in. Again, using Movable Ink, instead of building one version for every single badge, I think there's 14 badges in total people can earn, we built it all into one email on its own, and Movable Ink, again, pulls through the information, telling them which badge they've earned. And if someone's really on a roll and they've earned more than one, then we'd summarize which ones they've earned so they don't miss out on the bespoke, shareable content that they can use to help talk to their friends and family with. Now, some seriously impressive engagement numbers here. A 228% improvement on benchmark click-through rate with this email. So if you've got any doubt, people love a badge. This email shows that. But what's more impressive, this isn't even the top performer in the series. That title goes to this email here, moved up the board. It looks really simple, but we simply wouldn't have been able to build it without Movable Ink. So what we do is the second you open the email, you can see how many places you've moved up. And again, it's designed to nurture that spike in engagement that we're seeing for people who are receiving donations and to help them capitalize on that momentum. It's the single highest performing email we've ever built, and over 29% of the people that receive this go on to click through. because we've piqued their curiosity. They've seen where they've moved up, but we haven't told them what position they've moved to, so they've got to find out on the board themselves. And again, it's nurturing that next best action. Now, opens and clicks are great, but they're just the start of the story. Again, we're here to get as much money over to charities as possible. So what we've seen by building this series, we estimate we've saved over 100 man-hours in work by building using Movable Inc.'s capabilities and through the help that our account management team gave us in terms of building out the Movable Inc. side of the components as well, which is a lot of time, again, especially when you're a team of 2. We tested against a control cell, and we found that fundraisers raised 5% more on average when they were going through this series. And that culminates in an extra £2.7 million in donations to charities over a 12-month period. But that's not the end of the story. Again, my job is to inspire confidence, and I really get excited when fundraisers tell us that they're enjoying using JustGiving. Remember, we're here to aim to be the world's favorite fundraising platform. So we had a few fundraisers actually proactively, I swear to God, proactively reached out to us. We did not go fishing for comments. But one of my favorites, I've got picked 3 of my favorites. The first is from a Brighton Half Marathon fundraiser, which, if I'd stuck to the original brief of Just London Marathon, wouldn't have even received this. But she reached out to us and told us how delighted she was at raising over £3,800, plus a bit more with gift aid on top. And she told us how much of a great experience it was. And she loved the badges, the updates, and the leaderboard, and how much joy it brought her. The next is from one of our fundraisers, Caroline Jones. She works with us quite regularly and has quite a close relationship with our PR team. In fact, when she received her first badge, she WhatsApped them because she was so excited, and she just said how much she loved having that virtual pat on the back. But probably my favorite quote is from Tom Sabadini here, and it perfectly encapsulates everything that we want someone to do from this board. So he said that he normally doesn't like posting on Facebook, but because he saw that he was close to hitting that top spot, he took the leap, he shared his page, and then at the end of it, he clinched that #1 spot. And he thought how clever it was. So that was a great piece of information from him. Now, what I would suggest is if you're going to take anything from this, is don't be afraid to try new things. And always look for new opportunities to enhance the customer experience. People love hearing about, people love feeling like you're talking directly to them as opposed to feeling like they're just part of a wider audience. So whatever you're sending to them, try and bring in ways to celebrate and to recognize the achievements that they've made. And also, if you're a Movable Inc. customer, don't be afraid to reach out to them. They've been a massive help for us, and to be honest, we could not have built a comm series this engaging or personalized without their help. And that is everything. Thank you very much.